Welcome to day 17 of sorting the shit out from my early 20s before I had any idea what the fuck was going on. For those that are new here, I've been creating content for a really long time, but I've never passed a certain point because I keep quitting and giving up. Now, what I've noticed so far is as I keep creating content, there is a purification that is taking place. In previous cycles, each wave of self-doubt and hopelessness would stop me in my tracks. I would end up quitting and giving up on the dream. But now we are expressing ourselves through the doubt rather than stopping and waiting for clarity to come back. Now, this purification that I'm talking about is because there's an ego disintegration and a reorganization that's happening within my own psyche. As we're pursuing something new, we enter into this mutable space where our old identity is starting to fall away, but the new identity isn't fully created yet. It's in this identity liminal space in which the subterranean parts of our psyche start to come up to the surface. The adverse thoughts and feelings come up to be contended with. This is the purification, where we now have to process the underlying psychological fears that have been inhibiting us and stopping us from progressing in the way that we want to. Now, for me, this is then mirrored back to me through the dropping of my engagement. My ego then takes this as evidence that this isn't working and that it's futile. I then have to deal with this pain of being unseen, which is a deep thing that runs down in all of us. But as I mentioned, this wave is a process of psychological purification. The egoic drives for power, success, recognition, validation, that is no longer being fed. So then it pulls into question a deeper intention. Now, spiritually, this is an archetypal expression of the hero going into the underworld. As the hero embarks on the new quest or journey, as it heeds the call to become a better version, to grow, to evolve, to go on this quest for the Holy Grail or whatever that sense of fulfillment is, we then have to go into the underworld to contend with the monsters that are down there. This is a necessary death of the self-image before the rebirth takes place. Now, each wave of doubt, inadequacy, self-sabotage, whatever it is, that acts as a mini ego death, especially as we push through it because we're having to relinquish attachments to any recognition, to validation, to external gratification. As those attachments are subtly stripped back through each wave, what reveals is a deeper trust. And that is a trust in ourselves, that is a trust in the unseen, that is a trust in our role, that is a trust in our heart. And that deeper layer of trust to the heart is the connection to the soul, in which I think that we're all searching for unconsciously and consciously. Now, I anticipate through the remainder of this challenge, as I continue to act, the energetic purification will continue to take place, which will then reveal a freer and less performative expression. And then by the end of the challenge, I'll no longer associate doubt with stopping. This is what happens when we persevere and push through. We break through those old habitual neurological patterns and pathways of thought and being, and then we start to create new patterns of thought and being. The secret to manifesting whatever it is that you want is in your beingness anyway. It is through being. We have to learn to be first, and the actions naturally follow, and as a consequence, the reality is mirrored back to us who we actually are. It feels so obvious when you say it like that, but